Hey, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's going on, ladies? What's poppin'? Listen, I need to really get it into your head with this audio program that if you are waiting for the right guy, if you're waiting around for the right guy, you are wasting your time. What do I mean by this? Waiting around for the right guy is a bad idea. And what I mean is that you should not be waiting for him. You should be actually going to find him. This is why, I have a book. It's called It's Your Fault You're Single. Tips on finding Mr. Right, not waiting for Mr. Right. See, what I've noticed with years of coaching women is that the women who get what they want most of the time are the women who are a little bit more assertive, women who actually, take action. See, it's hard because a lot of times you've been, conditioned to think that all you need to do is sit back, relax, and just, all these guys are going to come up to you and, the guy that you want is just going to ride in on the horse and whisk you away and all this other stuff. But, as you can see, what's been happening is, you're getting guys coming up to you, but a lot of the guys you don't like, or if you find a guy that you kind of do like, you go out with him a couple times, but then it kind of fizzles out. So you're like, what the hell's going on? Because, you're sitting there, you're still single, you want a man, but you're like, what the hell is going on? And really what's going on is that you're actually waiting for the right guy to come along instead of actively, going out there to pursue the right guy. Yes, I said pursue, meaning you have to actually do something. See, if this was back in the day, then, there would be more guys out there trying to, really make it happen with you as far as like a relationship, as far as like, commitment, marriage, kids, if you want that type of thing, right? But see, what happens is that nowadays there are less and less guys out there trying to do that. There's a lot of guys that don't even want to get married. There's a lot of guys that don't want a girlfriend. They just want to have a whole bunch of sex, right? But there are guys out there who want a girlfriend, guys out there who actually would like to get married and all this other stuff. So if you want to get married, if you want to have a guy, to be your boyfriend or your husband and have kids with and have a family, guess what? You have to go out there and find him. You have to do that. You have to put in the work to find that right guy. And it's not even about just finding that right guy. It's about you actually being prepared to handle that type of guy, to be the type of woman who can maintain a relationship. See, it's not just about you finding a guy that you like, that you think will be a good boyfriend or you think will be a good husband and you're attracted to him and, you really like him and stuff, right? He has to also like you. So you're looking for that really awesome guy. You're like, I want the best out of the bunch. So guess what? You also have to be the best out of the bunch in order to keep him and maintain that relationship. And all that takes some effort to actually do that. It takes some effort on your part. So the days of you just sitting back and chilling and expecting a guy to come up to you and whisk you away, it's not really that type of environment right now. Now, I'm not saying that, there won't be a time where you're just chilling and, it just happens when you meet a guy and everything works out great and you guys connect. And, if that happens, that's awesome. But the thing is that is more rare than, what most people want to believe. This is like, it's the whole fairy tale thing. You've watched all these movies, all these Disney films, Cinderella, Snow White, all this other crap. So now it's, in your head that this is how it's supposed to go. You're still waiting for that fantasy to play out. You understand? And the thing is, with you finding the right guy, it might not even be as, it won't be that type of, fantasy romantic type of thing. You understand? There might not be birds singing and things and all that other nature, but you actually might find a guy who's good and you connect with and things go well and y'all keep it going. But the thing is that, on your part, you have to have that open mind to be able to receive that. And at the same time, you have to be open-minded also to know that you might have to do more than just sit back and relax and chill in order to find that guy. So, a lot of this takes work. A lot of this takes effort. And I keep trying to really drive that point home with you ladies to let you understand that you have to actually do something. Do you understand? It's not about you just basically, getting dressed and getting real pretty to go out and looking good and feeling like, okay, well, I did something. I got up, I put on these clothes, I put on my makeup, and I went to this place, and now that's all I need to do. No, you have to engage these guys. You have to actually have conversations, know how to have conversations, know how to keep a guy, interested in what you're talking about, what you're saying, what you're doing, what you're about, because that's the thing that's going to keep the guys. Let me tell you something. Guys, most of them are just, they're cool with just like having a whole bunch of sex with a whole bunch of different women if they could do that. Right? The thing that's going to make you different, or the thing that's going to make him say, hey, let me stick around a little bit with this girl. Let me keep it going with her. Let me keep things going with this one. Let me keep things going with you. The way he's going to even think that is if he realizes that there's something special, something interesting about you, something different about you. And that only happens when you are putting in some effort. That only happens when you are being a little bit more assertive. That only happens when, you're actively finding that guy, because you're in the type of mind state that you are, really being proactive in trying to get that. And the thing is, I'm not saying that you don't have to be on some super needy, like, oh, I'm out here hunting for a husband or something like that. But what I'm saying is that you have to have that open mind to say, you know what? I want a boyfriend, or I want a man, or I want a, husband, or whatever. I want these things. If this is the stuff you want, and say, okay, what do I need to do to actually find him? What do I need to do to get him? What do I need to do to work on myself? What do I need to do to understand the game in order to make these things happen? You understand? And until you really sit there and figure and make the decision to know that, hey, this is something that I need to do, and I need to be, I need to take action. Until you realize that, the game is going to be hard for you. This is what I'm trying to say. The game is going to be so hard for you, because I run into a lot of women who still, are like, well, if a man doesn't do this, or if a man doesn't do that, then I'm not trying to even get with him. I'm not trying to talk to him. Fine. Guess what? There's a million, zillion, billion other women out there. And all he's going to say is, well, this chick doesn't get it, so let me move on to the next. And that's probably what's been happening to you all this time. So you can sit there, you can be stubborn and all this other stuff, but all it's going to do is going to make it harder for you. So what you need to do is understand, hey, if I want a man, what do I need to do to get him? Ask yourself that first, and be honest. Talk to some of your friends. Ask your friends, hey, your female friends or your male friends or whoever, ask them like, hey, and tell them to be honest, because they're going to try to be all nice to you and shit. But no, tell them to be brutally honest. Like, hey, what is it that you think that I can improve on to make guys want to stay with me? Because you might be getting guys calling you up, or guys hitting you up on online dating or whatever, but it's a whole bunch of dudes who you don't really even like, or just a whole bunch of dudes that just want to fuck the shit out of you a couple times and leave. But you're probably saying, well, I want more than that, right? And so you got to say, okay, what should I do to get more of that? How do I get more of that? How do I maintain more of that? You understand what I'm saying? And this is why I write books like It's Your Fault You're Single, Tips on Finding Mr. Right, to actually help you, to give you a guide to understand, hey, I didn't know that I was doing this that was, making men not really trying to see me anymore, making, repelling men, making men see me as unattractive at this certain point. You understand? So you got to understand the game. You got to understand what you need to do, what you need to do as far as your part in this whole thing, so that you can have a better dating life, so that you can meet better guys that you can connect with, so that you can actually have, a good relationship. You understand? And if you ladies have any questions, you can hit me up at askmrlocario@gmail.com. And make sure you get my book, It's Your Fault You're Single, Tips on Finding Mr. Right. I'm going to leave the link at the bottom of this audio. All of you ladies should have that book, and make sure you read it and, apply the steps that's in there. All right? So that's all I want to say for today. If you have any questions, again, hit me up at askmrlocario@gmail.com, and I will holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.
Step up your dating game and join dating coach Mr. Lucario's Bad Boy and Bad Girl membership program. By becoming a member, you will receive 45 through 90-minute audio and video step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month that are guaranteed to help you get what you want out of your dating life. Go to MrLucario.com to join today. That's MrLocario.com. MrLucario.com.